Добрый вечер. Здравствуйте, товарищи. The first day of fighting in the West Caucasus region has yielded positive results, as Soviet ground forces, with support from the air, have retaken the strategically important town of Gali. Despite this success, the war continues, and as the ground forces roll forward, our boys in the air must continue to be vigilant, as enemy air activity has increased. This may, in the near future, give rise to a need to neutralize the enemy's airfields directly, but for now, our brave soldiers, aided by the firepower of the Air Force, will continue to drive the enemy further and further back.
Взлет по готовности. Отход по схеме на 300. Подавление 771,08.
Welcome back for Mission 5 of the Brezhnev Incident campaign. As you can see, the weather worsened a great deal overnight. We've now got some fairly thick clouds. And the situation today is that our ground forces continue to push south from Gali, and in response, the enemy have moved an artillery unit onto a hilltop about 20 kilometers south of the front line that overlooks it. And our mission is to destroy it. Our Su-25s are engaged with their own priority targets elsewhere, though we can call them in if we should fail in our mission, but only, well, this is only to be done if absolutely necessary. My lights just came on. Don't really need those right now. So, our flight route for this mission will be pretty similar to past ones. Our first waypoint is the ARC station at Sukhumi. I need some more burner. Our second waypoint is the ARC station near the front line, near Gali, and from there we will fly heading 164 for 22 kilometers to the target. It should be fairly visible since it is, as I said, on a hilltop, and consists of essentially a number of mobile artillery vehicles that we need to destroy. So that's the mission. I'll come back when we're nearer the target. Alright, so we're approaching waypoint 2, and I did catch the little gear handle issue before too long, so hopefully we'll have some air pressure left when we go to land. I am going to actually start dropping down into the clouds now, and we'll verify that we're set up for our rocket attack. We are carrying a total of 96 rockets, so and we'll be firing them in bursts of 16, which in theory should give us 6 bursts. I'll load the cannon just in case. And some items of note. Well, for once we reach waypoint 2, we will be turning to a heading of 164 for a short distance. We can expect anti-aircraft guns and shoulder-launched SAMs over the target. In addition, this route will also bring us well within range of the S-75 SAM sites at Sanaki, or SA-2 for those who insist on having their own names for everything. So that's something. Target is on top of that hill over there, so I'm actually going to head that way now. Or at least, well, it's there so far as I can tell from the map anyway. It's a fairly distinctive terrain feature. And gun sight should be in the proper mode. I'll whack the radar on and into fixed beam for now for our rocket delivery. Well, I'll do that for the rocket delivery. Our centerline external tank is empty, so I'll go ahead and drop that now. Nice to keep drag to a minimum. I do not want to use afterburner on my attack runs or the egress unless absolutely necessary, because, well, the IR SAMs will eat that right up. Also, assuming that Sanaki is over there somewhere, if we can put this hill between us and there for some of our attack run, should keep the SAMs off. Question is, should I do that for the Ingress or the egress? Ingress, I think. And I'm actually going to have my wingman hold here, because the boy's got a long life ahead of him. And I have a feeling this is going to be very dangerous. Affirm. No indication of any SAM launch as of yet. Not that I strictly trust our rather basic RWR. Bring the speed up to full mill power. Double check that everything is armed up weapons-wise. I think we're good. I'll stay as high as I can while still being below the clouds, but we're still going to have to start our attack run from a non-optimal altitude. I may make it somewhat shallow as well. And that's us getting locked up by the Sonaki SAMs. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for that. And in fact, I'm going to turn outboard slightly, just so that any SAM that has been launched at us has to fly off in the wrong direction for a while and bleed some energy from it. If that makes sense. Mud spike, 7 o'clock, yeah, I'm sure. First flares are coming out, mostly as a test. Any SAMs? Any SAMs? Yes, right there. Okay, defensive. Defensive, preferably without exceeding the G limit. Flares coming out, because you never know. And we'll keep looking, because the SAM that'll kill you will always be the one that you don't see. And SAM's defeated. Okay. Set up for our attack run again. I tell you, if someone would come along and do some air defense suppression around here, it would mean the world to me. Some MiG-21bis, you know? Well, we'll see. Okay, I'll use some burner on the way in just because we need more speed. Speed is life in this situation, especially considering we're dealing with AAA. And 1,500 meters, I think, is about where the cloud base is. And I'm sure there have been more SAMs launched at us. I don't have the luxury of caring right now. Okay, push the nose down for our attack run. That looks like the cluster of vehicles we need to attack right there. SAM launch, 12 o'clock, yeah, I'm sure. Okay. Launching first round of rockets from beyond max range, turning away. Lots of flares coming out. Oh bugger, I think I've used them all up. That's not good. SAM passing overhead. But we should be between it and its radar, so I think we're okay. But just in case, I'm going to drop a little lower. If that first run actually destroyed the target, I'm going to be real happy. Okay, climbing back up. And having a look out behind us here. Yeah, I think we may very well have got them. Well, that's good. SAU. I think there were 6 of them. Did we destroy 6? Maybe? Slightly cheaty to be looking at that, but... I'll reset in case we need to make another attack run, but I'd rather not if we don't have to, because, oh boy. Especially now that we're out of flares. That's really dangerous. Ooh, level off. I might, I don't know, shoot my rockets from beyond max range and see if I can just spread them out all over the place, but let's have a really good look. Did we get them? Okay, one more run. And I know this is just asking for trouble. But we're going to shoot from really long range and see how things go. Ooh, I think there might be one or two left. I don't like this. I really, really don't like this. But probably got no choice. No flares. Ooh. You know what? Let's see what happens if we shoot from like this far away. See if I can sort of compute a super long shot. You know what? Nope, we gotta shoot from here. Oh, that actually used up all my rockets. Okay, well, that seals our situation anyway. And since we don't have any flares, we just cross our fingers that a SAM wasn't launched at us just then. And bring the power back as far as I dare, just so as to not have our butt be quite so warm. And radar's going back into standby since we got nothing for it to do now. Oh boy. I don't know if we quite did it. We got 3 of them. I think I'm gonna have to send in my wingman. Oh buddy, I am very sorry, but mission and then return to base. How about no need to join back up with me, just get yourself out. And I'll stay in the vicinity and try and maybe draw some of the air defenses off him if I can, fuel permitting, which it does. By flying just inside the SAM range and just trying to provoke them. Everyone knows that the optimal aircraft for the Wild Weasel mission is the MiG-21. I hate showing my belly to the enemy like this. Okay. No SAM launches as of yet. Actually going to set up for air-to-air because you never know. Cage the gun sight and be ready to use the cannon. I could almost do gun runs, but that would be almost suicidal, I think. Are all of those burning? Because if they are, then they're out of action. And then our mission would be more or less done. I don't know. Let's just keep flying a little racetrack along here. I'm actually going to drop these spent rocket pods, because it's just useless drag at this point. I wonder if these little markers on here mean the number fired from each wing, because we should have had more bursts available. I think, yeah, it must, so I'll bear that in mind in the future. I probably should have known that, but I didn't, because I don't do air-to-ground in the MiG-21 very often. Go figure. Looks like it's not quite built for it. Oh, bingo fuel. Okay. In that case, you go home, buddy. I'm not going to ask any more of you. I think those artillery units are burning. Oh. I want to get a little closer just to be sure, though. You know what? To hell with it. Gotta do a gun run. It'll be a bit of a pot shot from nice and far away, but I don't think I'll feel quite right without doing it. I'm sure that did nothing, but I'm I'm sure it all landed short. But oh well. Yeah, we don't seem to be actually getting shot at very much. Ooh, SAM launch! Okay, that's me told to go home. Yeah, not pushing my luck any further. Let's get the hell out of here. We will call up the ARC station for actually Sukumi and then for home. AWACS. Anything interesting going on?
211. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
211, clean, thank God. Hopefully, they're not flying in this weather, because you'd have to be mad too. Well, not really, I guess, but... And of course it's perfectly nice up above the clouds here. But at any rate, that's hopefully it for the action, and we're gonna head home.
211. Лачуга. Следуйте курсом 269. Удаление 1,8. Давление 771,08. Посадочный 3,3. Занимайте высоту круга.
Alright, so I just reported inbound to Gudauda. We're not too far away now. We'll be taking runway 33. So what I'm actually going to do is set up a bit of a unofficial, non-precision instrument approach using the ARC station. And what I'll do is just set up courses 330, and when our ARC needle lines up with that, I'll come left slightly. When the needle lines up with that, we will turn in. And I'm going to start coming down through the clouds now. Three, yeah. And actually, I think we're closer than I thought we were. Shut these labels off because they're a bit cheaty in terms of knowing where the airfield is at this stage. And down we go. We're over the sea, so I'm not really particularly worried about hitting any terrain features coming down through the clouds here, as one would normally be. Okay, breaking out of the clouds now. Check that we are configured to start our approach. I won't bother shutting the weapons off because, blah, shut the gun sight off anyway. We've expended all our weapons at any rate, so. Okay.
Лачуга. 211. Разрешите посадку.
Request landing. Okay, don't say anything. Coming back through 500, we can get the gear out. SAU will go into stabilized mode. Coming back through 450, first stage of flaps comes out. We're too high. Second stage of flaps comes out. There we go. Move my seat up in inverted commas. Check gear runway 33. And I can see my wingman has touched down and is about to vacate, so we should be fine. Okay, power comes up, bring that nose up. Still on a bit of a steep glide slope, but that is something I'm kind of instinctively accustomed to. Something to do with training at a small airfield with a highway running right across the end of the runway. Ho ho ho. At least the wind's not too bad here at the moment. Got that going for us. Ease her down. Bit of a thud, but what are you going to do? Chute comes out. Verify that it did come out, because I have a certain paranoia about that. No, we should be able to tell from our head going the moment it does come out, but you get the idea. Am I going to be able to time this so that I get to drop my chute on the taxiway instead of the runway? Who knows? Keep a bit of speed up and then we'll see. SAU off, flaps up. Yeah, we might be able to do this properly today. Ooh. My wingman rolled all the way to the end before vacating, but I'm not going to do that. We'll just turn left right here. And brakes. And we are down and clear. I will drop the chute not on the runway, like a professional, and then taxi in off to the side of the taxiway, like not a professional. And we'll see if I can beat my wingman to the intersection. I think so. I think probably he should have the right of way here, but I am the flight lead, so eat my exhaust. Since he was, well, I kind of told him to be useless in this flight, but he didn't seem to manage his fuel particularly well. I mean, look at that. I have 1,800 liters left, and he called bingo, so I had to send him home. So, yeah. I'm not sure what he was up to while he was loitering, while I was risking my life, but whatever. I did, by the way, I should mention, in the interest of full disclosure, end up sending in the Su-25 flight, because I wasn't sure if I'd fully destroyed the enemy artillery site, and it turns out I had reason to be worried, because I was watching them a little bit while they were doing that, and they did destroy a few remaining vehicles that seemed to be at most damaged, if not possibly completely intact, so that will hopefully have sealed the deal for this. I wish I hadn't had to have done it, but I think we pretty much did have to. So that's more or less the story of that mission. This one was one of the more stressful ones so far, it has to be said, with the enemy defenses involved. They didn't shoot at us as much as I was expecting, though, so maybe my paranoia wasn't completely warranted. But who knows? We'll just taxi up in front of the hangar and shut down. And call it a day. Lock the nose wheel. Throttle comes back, and we can hopefully just coast to a stop. Verify that I put the flaps up. And speed brake is in. SAU is off. Okay, roll a little further. SAU is off. Throttle comes to idle. We shut off all of the circuit breakers, with a few exceptions. I'm going to try very hard to do this in the right order this time. Oops, I forgot the pitot heat. Weapons. Breakers. So we leave the APU on, we leave the fire extinguisher, the fuel pumps, the inverters. Okay, so we can shut these off. And these, what about our generators? Nah, I think the generators can come off. And at this point, we will actually hit the throttle stop to shut down the engine. We will pop the lid. And fuel pumps now come off. Oh, that was when the generators were supposed to come off. Oops, right after the fuel pumps. Oh well. Flight recorder is off. Fire extinguisher and APU come off. Nav lights are already off. Inverters and battery heat off. And battery off. And that is us shut down. Once again, and I will double check the mission status. What? Oh. Result 60. Hopefully that's still some sort of success. Yeah, well. It's good enough for me anyway, so that's going to be it for... Whoops. Don't know why that happened. I've been getting some ghost inputs from some of the things in the throttle quadrant lately. That could be it. But anyway, that's going to be it for Mission 5 of Brezhnev Incident. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.